Hello to everyone! In this video I will show you how do I stream high-resolution surround sound music. I will share my experience in a second, but before I do that, I'd like to encourage you to subscribe to my channel if you are interested in this type of content. It will help my channel to grow and you will see my videos coming out more often. I have always been a fan of surround sound and music mixed in surround in particular. Over the years I have collected quite a few surround albums, some of them are in high resolution. When my collection became a bit more decent, I started looking for a convenient way to stream my surround albums over my home network. Usually, Blu-rays and DVDs with 5.1 mixes are part of Super Deluxe Edition boxes, and it takes a while to get them out of there. It might be a bit frustrating when you want to put some music quick. Keeping Blu-ray discs in one place is also not the best option, as this increases the chance of losing or damaging them. And if you lose one disc, you have to pay for whole box again. So I thought it would be a good idea to rip and then store them on my network attached storage, as well as use some device to stream them. I will quickly familiarize you with my setup. First NAS that I purchased was 2TB Western Digital My Book World Edition 2. It was an early generation model which wasn't really reliable. Often I have to reboot it to make it visible on my network again. About 3 years ago I've upgraded to 8TB Western Digital My Cloud EX2 Ultra. I was generally happy with its performance and reliability and only upgraded to 40TB Western Digital My Cloud PR 4100 because I needed more space to store my YouTube projects. I filmed them in 4K, and as you probably imagine, it requires enormous amounts of storage. For example, the whole project for my latest 29 minutes video took around 400 GB. I store my collection as MKV files. The Matroshka multimedia container is a free open standard container format. For those who are not familiar with this format, I will leave a link to Wikipedia article about it. I find this format quite convenient. Using simple software called MakeMKV, I can convert my DVDs and Blu-rays into MKV files and keep them stored on my NAS. I'm using Marantz UD7007 to play my physical media such as CDs, Super Audio CDs, DVD video, DVD audio and Blu-ray discs. It's a brilliant player. By the way, I've done a video about it, which you can find here on my channel. This player supports most of the surround formats, starting from Dolby Digital and DTS, Dolby True HD and DTS HD Master, and even Blu-rays with Dolby Atmos and uncompressed PCM multi-channel tracks are also playing just fine. To stream online content, I use Amazon Fire TV digital media player. The first one I owned was third generation Fire TV device, but later I have upgraded to second generation Fire TV Cube. It works absolutely fine with most online content, such as Prime Video, BBC iPlayer, Netflix and Disney+. It delivers surround sound to my Marantz AV7705 with no issues at all. Even Dolby Atmos content from Netflix, Disney+ and Tidal works just fine. Usually problems begin as you start using the device in a less conventional way. It affects both Fire TV Cube and Marantz UD7007. First, I will tell you about issues with my Blu-ray player. As I've mentioned earlier, it handles any physical media perfectly. This player is DLNA version 1.5 certified, which allows it to stream files including MKV over the local network. Slow navigation makes this feature a little bit less attractive. There is a problem with chapter skipping. It doesn't work with some files, so you just have to use fast forward to reach desired part of the file. But otherwise, it streams files well, including Dolby Digital or Dolby True HD, DTS or DTS HD Master, standard 16-bit 48 kHz or high 24-bit 96 kHz resolution, 5.1 or 7.1 channels. But as soon as I try to play a file with Dolby Atmos or uncompressed PCM multi-channel track, error appears. Unsupported audio format. I spent a lot of time trying to find out the cause, but probably it's a compatibility issue which cannot be resolved. I also tried to play same files through my Fire TV Cube using the VLC Media Player app, but story there was even worse. Instead of any of surround formats, I was only getting 2-channel stereo output. I went through all of the audio settings, changed them numerous times, but it never brought me desired result. Then someone advised me to try Plex app. With Plex, situation was a little bit better. I was getting a 5.1 signal on my processor, but what was really strange, I was getting Dolby Digital 5.1 signal no matter what the source was. If it was Dolby True HD 7.1 or DTS 5.1, I was getting Dolby Digital 5.1 anyway. So I've done a little research and found that Fire TV does not support anything above Dolby Digital or Dolby Digital Plus. So what was happening with Plex is that the app was downmixing all formats such as DTS, DTS HD Master or Dolby True HD to lossy Dolby Digital. So this issue makes Fire TV Cube not suitable for high-resolution PCM multi-channel files playback. I started looking for a device which could play them. There is a huge variety of media players on the market. Some of them are well known, some of them not. After a long search, I stumbled upon a player called Dune HD Pro 4K 2. After checking its specifications and reading few reviews, I decided that it might be a right device for my needs. So what the Dune HD Pro 4K2 is? This player is built around Realtek RTD 1619 media processor. It has 4 GB of RAM and 32 GB of inner flash memory. It runs on Linux-based Dune HD operating system, plus Android 9.0, which means that Android apps can be installed on this device. Range of possible connectors is huge and includes USB, SATA, micro SD slot, HDMI 2.0B, composite video and analog stereo outputs via 3.5mm AV connector, optical SPDIF, gigabit Ethernet, and even HDMI 2.0 input. Dune player can output 4K HDR10+ video with up to 60 frames per second. It was clear that it can handle most of the surround formats, including Dolby Atmos, but I couldn't find any information on multi-channel high-resolution PCM audio track support. It was the most important feature for me, but I decided to try it anyway. I will leave a link to their homepage where you can familiarize yourself with full list of specifications and supported formats. Probably the longest one I have ever came across. So I was very curious and couldn't wait to try this player's compatibility. I started with MKV file, which I had ripped earlier, and it contained Dolby Atmos audio track. And it played perfectly fine. My processor recognized it as Dolby Atmos, and it sounded just as good as when played on my Marantz Blu-ray player. So next in line was MKV file with multi-channel high-resolution PCM 5.1 audio track. Unfortunately, it didn't play. Player recognized it as unknown audio track. That was a bit disappointing. I couldn't understand, was that a hardware compatibility issue or MKV was just not capable of containing this type of audio data. If you have any thoughts about this problem, please share them in the comments below. So I needed to find another way. At this point I started reading user manual more carefully, and I found that Dune Media Player can support the whole Blu-ray menu when the disc image is loaded. I thought it might be worth looking into it. So I created a Blu-ray disc image using the same Make MKV software. Dune Player loaded the image very quickly, and it looked as if the Blu-ray disc was loaded into an ordinary player. All menu and navigation was there. Now let's see if it will play high-resolution multi-channel track. And yes, great success, it plays. This exceeded my expectations. Instead of having a list of bare MKV files, you can have your collection with all the features included on Blu-ray discs. Now I can definitely recommend this player if you have the same needs as me. But before I go, I wanted to try one more thing. I have a few DVD audio discs in my collection, and I was curious if an extracted multi-channel high-resolution PCM audio tracks will play on Dune HD Media Player. So I did a little experiment. I used a software called DVD Audio Extractor to extract the 6-channel audio track. DVD Audio Extractor gave me a choice of formats in which I want to save my file. I decided to try 3 of them, which were WAV, Free Lossless Audio Codec, and Apple Lossless Audio Codec. WAV file took roughly 2 times more space than FLAC and ALAC. I moved these files to my NAS and tried to play them with Dune Media Player. WAV file played perfectly fine, as well as FLAC, but not the Apple Lossless Audio Codec. It played, but it was recognized by my processor as stereo only. Even though ALAC didn't play as expected and player couldn't handle MKV files with multi-channel high-resolution PCM audio tracks, this media player really impressed me. A very compact box with almost endless possibilities. I want to thank you for watching this video. I have prepared more videos related to home cinema, stereo and surround sound, as well as analog sound, so don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you soon in the next video. Goodbye!